Hello and welcome back to my channel, Miami Star Tarot. Today I am doing a reading for Sagittarius. This is a love reading for the rest of July 2020, although this really can be a timeless reading as well if you don't get to it on time. So I am using the Tarot Mucha deck. I always like to show the deck or even give the name or show the box if I can of the tarot cards that I'm using in case you are interested in buying them and you like the cards. I got these on Amazon. All right, and I'm also going to be using the Romance Angels oracles to help with the read. I'm going to start by pulling a Romance Oracle card. Starting to get a little windy out here, but I'm going to try to stick it out as much as I can because it's gorgeous out here, and you know, with air conditioning, God bless air conditioning, but sometimes it's just freezing. It's like summer, winter for me at times inside. All right, so let's get an oracle card first for Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, nice card. You have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. That's an awesome card to get. It looks like you're off to a good start. I'm going to start by shuffling these now, the tarots. I'm going to be doing a gypsy spread, which is like a modified Celtic cross. All right. I just did Scorpios and they got some pretty good cards, so I'm hoping, Sagittarius, that you will be lucky in love as well. And if you're already in a very satisfying relationship, good. I'm glad to hear it. Maybe this is going to be a read for people who are in relationships. Maybe it will be for single people. I never really know until I do the spread. Let's do a couple more for Sagittarius. Second half of July 2020. Sagittarius, second half. So far we're off to a good start. There's attraction. So if you have your eye on somebody, it's you're attracting romantic love. So it looks like it will be reciprocated. Let me do one more shuffle. Oh, I hate when I do that, when they don't shuffle all the way. I will pretend that one did not happen. All right, Sagittarius, cut the deck and see what is going on. All right, so your current energy mood is moving away, changing. Your obstacle, you got the Ten of Swords. So far you've got two swords. Ten of Swords looks like a dreadful card, but it's not. Usually it's not. All right, you got the Hanged Man. You've got the Hermit. Two of Pentacles, decisions. And you've got the Queen of Wands. And your underlying energy for the cards is the Nine of Wands. So there is a hesitation. May not be exactly hesitation, but there is some guard being put up by either you or the other person. It's not necessarily because you don't trust the person or they don't trust you. It could simply be you don't want to get hurt, or you're not sure how they feel about you, so you're not willing to take the plunge. You're kind of guarded. I don't see this necessarily as a very negative thing, but for some reason, one or the other is guarded. Okay, so let's go into the reading and find out. There's definitely attraction there, so let's get into the reading and find out what's going on. It looks to me like you are in a place right now where you want to move, not necessarily physically move your residence, but you want to move as far as like yourself and your attitude and your whole being. Like you want to move into a different part of your life. Okay, like you're ready for a change. And the Six of Wands shows a person on a boat, and they're traveling, and they're trying to get to better waters and a better place. So maybe you're kind of working on yourself to get yourself into a better place, Sagittarius. I'm going to pull a clarifying card for this one because I am curious if it tells you what area you're going to be moving from. Okay, love. You got the love card. Lovers, I mean. So maybe you are in a place where you kind of want to make a change in your love. It's funny, Scorpio got something very similar. Different cards, because they got the Lovers card, but it looks like they want to change in their love life, and it looks like you do too. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to be totally honest with you. What I am seeing here as far as your block is, so you've come to an end in the relationship that you're in right now. If you are in a relationship right now, whether you're married, you're dating, or you're in a serious relationship, casually dating, whatever, you are ready for a change and you're ready to move with a different partner, okay? Or you're highly contemplating that. Now, the beauty of this card, as awful as it may look, is that this card indicates that something is done. It just can't get any worse. It's done. If you're going through something horrible, for example, this is a great thing to get. This is a great card because it says, you know what? Things have gotten so rock bottom that there is no place to go but up, okay? In this case, what I think this card is saying is that you feel that the block to move into a new relationship right now, or the block in your life in general, is that you feel that something is at its end. You're kind of more or less in your mind settled to move forward and try to find your love in a different, like go through a different path, okay? So for you, it may be about making that decision, okay? And you may be a little bit guarded about moving forward because you might already be in a situation. You might be already in a relationship. Maybe you have kids and you're trying to think about them. But Scorpio, why did I say Scorpio? I just did Scorpio. Sagittarius, it looks like you really feel like you're ready for that change, okay? And like there's nothing wrong with feeling like you are at the end of the road in your relationship and it's time for a change. You also got two cards that really support the fact that you are ready to make the change because you have the Hanged Man, okay? And it looks to me possibly, Sagittarius, that in your mind, you are trying to look at things in a new perspective. You are trying to see things out of the box. You're trying to use tactics maybe that you haven't used before to try to figure out how to move forward, how to leave the situation, okay? Because I don't feel that you want to be trapped where you are. By getting the Six of Swords as your first card, as the theme, really tells me that in your heart you are ready to move forward in a different direction, okay? But I can appreciate this. You really are using your mind and your head, and you're trying to really look at things from a different perspective. You're trying to enlighten yourself, and you're not taking things lightly, okay? And that to me is an indicator that you really are ready to move on. And you also have, so this is what's going to be, it's not technically something that's yours already, but I think you're doing a little bit of this right now, like really looking outside the box. This can happen a little bit more in the future, but what you did get is the card of the Hermit, which is a very similar card to the Hanged Man. It is really retrieving into yourself and looking into yourself and reflecting your situation and trying to decide what is best for everybody, what is best for me, what course do I need to take. You're not rushing into a decision, and that's probably a good thing, Sagittarius. Okay, now it doesn't seem like you're in a huge hurry to get out of your relationship. For most of you, I don't think this is an abusive situation. I don't feel that you are being like abused or you're being, I mean, it could. I mean, you just never know the level of people's unhappiness in a relationship, but to me it seems it's more of a heart decision versus a safety decision. And I have a feeling that there may be other things involved that makes you really have to think about it, because even if you're just dating casually, maybe it's more of a moving forward with somebody that you're really attracted to. Maybe they know each other and you're trying to figure out how to go about that. So this card is really about self-reflection, and it's also about planning, like making a plan. Okay, you're not ready to jump from one thing into another. You really want to plan it out. And like I said, even if you're just dating, but for some reason, Sagittarius, I have a feeling that this goes more for people that are in a more dedicated relationship, where you do have to put in factors like if there's children involved, or if you've been together for a couple years, maybe you're living together. I mean, that just complicates things, okay? So it makes me feel like you're in a more complicated type of situation that requires some thinking, but it looks to me like you have been doing some thinking. You really want to move forward. I think you're just not unsure how to do it, whatever situation you're in. And I think that is good that you have this right now happening, and you also have the Hanged Man, which says that you're going to try your best to make the best possible decision and do things the right way. And when you walk away, if you end up walking away from the relationship, you will have no regrets. It will be a well thought out move. Now, your recent past moving into your future, you have the Two of Pentacles, which shows me that you've had a choice to make. You've had to decide on... I feel this is not the first time you've ever done this, to be honest. Or possibly it's not the first time that you felt this way. If you look in the background, you see an ocean, there's tides, there's waves, and there's two ships that are trying to kind of make their way through the ocean. And you have the Two of Pentacles, and they're not exactly balanced correctly. This person is trying to weigh them out and trying to keep the balance going. Maybe tomorrow this one will be higher, this one will be lower. So you're really looking at your pros and cons about, in the current state, about your relationship, and that's good. You're doing a lot of thinking. I feel in the past, this is probably the way you've done things too, Sagittarius. You've thought about things. I know a few Sagittariuses that are not as quick. I mean, they're not as slow, sorry. They're not such deep thinkers about things. They just do. But it looks like the few of you that this is going to resonate, hopefully it resonates with a lot, but the few of you that will really resonate with this, it's a more complicated relationship that requires really good thought, okay? And it looks to me like this isn't the first time that it's crossed your mind about the relationship you're in and leaving it. So it's kind of telling me that this is something that needs to get done, okay? And Pentacles are about home life. They are about jobs. They are about your security and your safety. It's about riches and money. But in this case, I feel it applies to home. And even if you're not living with this person, your love life is your home. It's considered part of your home, because it is something that really, it's part of who you are, your foundation. Okay, when you wake up in the morning, when you go to sleep at night, your significant other is your significant other. And even if they're not living with you because you're just living separate, it's still considered, at least in my opinion, it's considered part of your home. Okay, because your body and your soul are your homes. Okay, so it looks to me like in the future and in the past, the person that you are really digging, and I'm going to pull a card right now, and you have, interesting, so you have the Queen of Wands, which is a very passionate person, a person who has their feet on the ground. They are a person that can inspire you. So this person that you are really feeling so many romantic feelings to, and you have such a deep attraction to, is somebody that makes you feel alive. Okay, and maybe you haven't felt that in a while, Sagittarius, but this person makes you feel absolutely alive. However, I feel that you also may find this person a little bit intimidating. Not because I feel like you're not sure how they feel about you, okay? And because you are in a relationship that you may not fully feel comfortable approaching them, because you don't want them to think that you're going about it the wrong thing. And again, having your guard up here also indicating that there is a possibility that this person, you really look up to this person and you kind of put them up on a pedestal. And I feel that you're unsure if your current situation is worth leaving, because you're not absolutely sure that this person, it's not that they're not going to be right for you, but you almost feel like they're too good for you, if that makes sense, Sagittarius. You do have the attraction card here, which to me kind of supports the fact that this person probably does feel the same way about you, because I don't see that you would be even, I mean, it shows that moving away from your relationship right now that you're in is at the core of who you are right now and what you're thinking about. I don't think you would have those thoughts if there wasn't some kind of a mutual attraction that you are aware of, Sagittarius, okay? Because the attraction card is definitely here. I feel that this person is someone that you may look up to a lot, and you may have them up on a pedestal. You may feel like they're too good for you in some ways, but you know what? You will never know what can happen if you don't go for it. So I'm not encouraging divorce. I'm not encouraging you to dump a long-term relationship. What I am encouraging you to do is to question why you're feeling this way here, about why you want to leave a relationship. It looks like this is not the first time you have thought those things. And, you know, in the end, we all want to be happy, and I encourage you to do what makes you happy, Sagittarius. I have a feeling that the person that you really like feels the same for you, because I don't think that you would be having these feelings for them if there wasn't something somewhat subliminally already known between the two of you, okay? So Sagittarius, I say go with your gut feeling. If this resonates with you, or if you just like the reading, please give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments, Sagittarius, or anyone else watching, cross watchers. And please subscribe to my channel if you like. I would really appreciate it. And thank you for visiting Miami Star Tarot. I will see you later, Sagittarius.